So, imagine this. You've been in a car and on planes the whole day, Islamabad to Skardu flight, then that bumpy little ride from the airport, dust on your shoes, backpack cutting into your shoulder, and finally, you drop your bag in a very simple, no fancy stuff Skardu hotel. And you just stand there thinking, if I lie down now, this whole evening is gone.
And I remember you looking at me, half dead, half excited, like, Bass, last energy, let's just see the river. You were literally negotiating with your own body.
Exactly. So we push the door open, step out of that small hotel, and suddenly Skardu hits. The air is dry, almost crisp, not like Naran where it's all pine trees and moisture. Here, it feels like someone mixed a bit of desert with a bit of high mountains.
And the color of that evening, yaar, everything was blue. Not sad blue, just calm blue. The sky, the shadows on those brown slopes around the town, even the river far in the distance had this steel blue shine.
Yeah, you look around and Skardu doesn't shout at you. It's not like Hunza where every corner is a postcard and everybody is taking selfies. Here the hills are dusty, brown, kind of bare. But then, behind them, you catch hints of snow peaks, almost hiding, like they're waiting for tomorrow.
And the town itself is simple. Small shops, a few tea hotels, kids still playing cricket in the street even though the light is going. No big tourist drama. Just life happening at its own slow Skardu speed.
We start walking towards the Indus. It's not a long, dramatic trek. It's just a little evening walk. You can hear faint honks, someone hammering something at a mechanic's shop, and then slowly that deeper sound comes in, the river, like a constant low conversation in the background.
I remember the mix of smells too. Bit of dust, someone frying samosas, and then suddenly the cooler air from the water. That moment when the breeze changes and you just know, okay, the river is close.
People always ask, is Skardu safe to walk around in the evening? And that first night, honestly, it felt chill. Families out, a few tourists, mostly locals doing their own thing. We kept our cameras and phones, but nothing felt tense. Just normal, gaze at the sky kind of safe.
Yeah, as long as you use basic common sense, stick to the main streets after dark, don't randomly wander down pitch-black lanes alone just because Google Maps shows a shortcut. Treat it like you'd treat any small town you don't know yet.
We reach the edge near the Indus, and the light is slipping fast. The water is wide, a bit mysterious, moving slowly but with power. On one side, you have this sandy, almost desert feeling. On the other, distant white peaks catching the last bit of glow. It feels like you're standing between two opposite worlds.
And this is exactly where the mental pressure started. Because next day, we had only one full day in Skardu. One. And we had to pick Deosai, Shangrila, and Upper Kachura, or just a slow local Skardu day.
Yeah, that classic tourist problem. Too many epic options, not enough energy or money. So let's break those three down very simply, the way we did that evening, sitting near the river. Option 1, Deosai. Huge plateau, wildlife, big open sky, sometimes snow patches, feels like the roof of the world. But it's far. You're talking a long day, lots of time in a jeep, higher altitude, and it's not cheap if you're hiring a private vehicle.
And if you already arrive tired, Deosai can wipe you out. It's not a cute little half-day picnic. It's more like leave early, bounce around in the jeep, come back late, and then you just collapse on the bed and question your life choices.
Option 2, Shangrila and Upper Kachura. This is your classic Skardu brochure shot. Green, lakes, boats, reflections of mountains in the water. Much closer than Deosai. Still a full, satisfying day, but the drive is shorter and it's less extreme in terms of altitude.
Plus, if you're into photos, honestly, this is easy win. You get that red roof resort vibe at Shangrila, then the more raw, beautiful Upper Kachura. You don't need to be a pro photographer. Even your basic phone camera will be happy there.
Option 3, stay local. Explore Skardu town properly, maybe a short drive to a nearby viewpoint, slow tea sessions, bazaars, chatting with people. This is the lowest cost, lowest stress option, but you're not ticking the big famous boxes like Deosai or the lakes.
And this is where people get stuck. You stand by that river, listen to the water, and your brain is like, Deosai, lakes, local culture, all in one day. Spoiler, please don't try to do all three in one day.
So how did we decide that evening? We asked one simple question that I now use for almost every short trip in the north. Tomorrow, do we want a big adventure day or a beautiful but comfortable day? That's it.
Because a big adventure day for us meant Deosai. Long drive, higher cost, crazy landscapes, and we'd be tired, but in a good story kind of way.
And a beautiful but comfortable day meant Shangrila and Upper Kachura. Closer drive, still amazing views, lots of photo spots, but with breaks for tea, food, maybe even just sitting quietly by the lake.
That evening, leaning on the railing, looking at the Indus, we both knew we were still a little cooked from travel. Headache from altitude creeping in, body feeling heavy. Deosai would have been too much for day one.
So we chose the lakes for the next day, Shangrila and Upper Kachura, a day that would give us Skardu's softer side without burning all our fuel in one go. And that one question saved us from trying to be heroes and then regretting it.
All right, quick mini planning guide while we're standing in this blue Skardu evening together.
Ideal trip length? If you can, give Skardu at least 3 full days. That way you can do one big day, like Deosai, one lake stay, and one slower local day. But I know many of you only have 1 or 2 days.
Best time of year? Rough thumb rule, late June to early September gives you better access to Deosai and nicer weather. Shoulder seasons can be beautiful, but also more unpredictable. Always double-check road and weather conditions before you go.
Now, if you only have 1 full day in Skardu, pick just one of these 3, Deosai or Shangrila and Upper Kachura, or a slow local day. Don't try to mash Deosai and the lakes into the same day. You'll spend more time in a vehicle than actually enjoying the places.
If you have 2 days, my simple starter plan would be Day 1, lakes, Shangrila and Upper Kachura, nice and comfortable. Day 2, if your body is feeling okay and your budget allows, go for Deosai. If you're too tired, switch Day 2 to a relaxed local Skardu day instead.
And listen to your body. Skardu is higher than a lot of people expect. If you have a headache, if you're really short of breath, don't push just for Instagram. The mountains will still be there next time.
That evening, by the Indus, we didn't have spreadsheets or big planning apps. We just looked at the sky, checked how tired we felt, counted our cash, and decided what kind of day we wanted: adventure, comfort, or slow local life.
So if you're listening to this while planning your own Skardu trip, maybe picture yourself on that same blue evening. Take a breath, look at your travel partner, or just check in with yourself and ask, tomorrow, do I want big adventure, beautiful comfort, or a slow local day?
And please, don't stress about doing everything. Skardu is not a checklist, it's a mood.
If you want help putting all this into a simple plan, we've made it easy. We've put a printable 1-day and 2-day Skardu sample itinerary on the website, plus a short packing note list so you don't forget the small things that actually matter there.
Just visit our site, scroll to the Skardu episode, and you'll find everything laid out there. No overcomplicated stuff, just realistic plans you can tweak for your own trip.
All right. From this one blue evening between desert and glaciers, we'll leave you standing by the Indus for now. Thanks for walking with us in Skardu Tay. I'm Sharjeel.
And I'm Abdullah. We'll meet you in the next story from the northern areas of Pakistan. Until then, safe travels and soft landings.